right, you doing it or what? What's the word?
Priz, on God, I'm not doing another event with a Twitch stream that's going to pay 50-50 from now on God. So that's the end of that.
Yeah, what happened with that? Well, what happened with that, bro?
I mean, it's obvious. No, I paid.
How much he had to pay? How much he had to pay? How much you had to pay?
$40K, and I paid like $240K. I think $240.
And did y'all agree on that before?
I agreed to pay majority, but we didn't know that they were going to go out to like yachts and clubs and shit, so we had to. But he doesn't want to pay anything extra. So here's what it is.
You paid $250,000 for that event.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I swear to God,
crazy. That is crazy.
That's nuts, gang. That's nuts.
It's fine. It's fine, but I'm just not doing it anymore.
So we got a little bit of drama in the streamer world, and I mean, I feel like this is every day, to be completely honest with you. But for anybody that does not know, a while back, Adin, Ross, and Lacy got together to do a fat camp stream, which I didn't really watch. I saw some clips. It was an interesting event, to say the least. And it seemed like everything went well, but after the fact, Adin Ross has reached out to Lacy to try to get him to pay some extra money, and Lacy didn't really agree with it. So on one of the text messages that I saw that was shared, it looks like they're trying to say that $10,831.50 would come from Lacy, and that was what they wanted more from him on top of what he already paid. And it doesn't seem like he's responding to them, because the first message, I don't know exactly when that was. Then we see August 7th, August 9th, August 10th, August 14th. And Lacy's just not responding to anybody. But in a response to the tweet that shared those text messages, Lacy shared his own picture that showed that a few days back, he actually did respond to them. And he said, "What? I was told I had to pay $30,000 and cover my team's expenses. That's what was agreed on. I wouldn't have done it if I had to pay more." And their response was, "I think that's what was discussed originally, but with all the activities they did once you and he left the camera, you both streamed that content. And the cost added up to over $100,000 with his team and everything else, boat ride, club, etc." And Lacy says, "I'm not gonna lie, bro. I don't make money like Adin makes. I can't afford to put that up, LOL. I barely broke even on the event. I'll split the yacht if it's that big of an issue and send him $2,500. So when I first came across this, I thought it was going to be a miscommunication, but it seems like based on Lacy's text messages and the response to it, they both agree that the original deal was, I'm going to pay $30,000. That's going to cover my part, my team, and we're good to go. But when the event went on, more shit happened and more costs came up. And so they reached out to Lacy in hopes that he'd pay a small percentage of them. And he didn't really agree with that, but since he wasn't responding, Adin Ross decided to send out a clip, and it seems like he didn't really understand why Lacy wasn't responding.
Clip this out to Lacy. Lacy, Prismel has been texting you every day for weeks. You and your manager need to come through and pay the rest of the cost so we can pay out the rest of the people. Lacy, I already saw what you said to Shello and stuff, that you paid and wired money in the beginning. You knew there were more costs at Mr. Jones and bottles and all that stuff. I don't even know why it has to go public. You're not answering Prismel. We need to collect the rest of the money. I'm paying 80%, Lacy. I'm paying 80%. I'm asking you to cover 20%. I'm paying 80%, bro. I'm not asking you to come crazy hundreds of thousands of dollars at all. No, it's a small cost. I'm paying legit 80. You're paying 20. Okay, it's not hard. Okay, it's not hard. Just please, it's you're paying like Shello and your side of the fat camp people. Like they're waiting on you. So please, please, please. I hate going to public shit like this. I obviously feel uncomfortable doing it, but like, bro, like Lacy, Prismel is spamming you guys every day. Please. And I know what it's like. I'm gonna take Lacy's defense. I know what it's like to be busy. Travel, all this shit. I get it. I get it. But please just come through and pay the rest of the costs. We're trying to make sure everyone's paid and squared. All right? Thank you.
And after hearing that, I feel like it's an interesting situation because he's saying, I'll pay 80%. I'm just asking you to pay 20%. And it sounds like a really good deal because you were able to stream the event. You were able to make money off of it. You were a part of it. It's going to get you more attention, like all that stuff from his community. But there's the crossover of yours. And so it becomes a little convoluted as to who got what out of it and what makes sense and what's worth it. And I get all of that, but I don't know what kind of conversation they had in person because we see the text messages, but when they're together at Fat Camp, they're just talking in person. So he might have said, hey, we're going to do this and this. This is going to be the cost. Like, do you mind covering a portion of it? And maybe Lacy said yes. I really don't know. So that part, none of us really has any insight on, but Lacy did respond, and this is what he had to say.
Okay. I'll say this right now because I'm not going to sit here and get hate farmed. Before Fat Camp started, me and Adin had a phone call. Adin told me, yo, this is how much it's going to cost. I told Adin I'm not more comfortable with paying more than 30 bands, right? Because I don't make as much money as Adin Ross makes on Kick. I wired Adin $30,000, paid for all the flights and hotels for my team. Then Adin made a dumbass decision at the end of Fat Camp to randomly pay out the losing team 25 bands, and now he's asking me for more money. No. I paid my 40K, and now I'm being asked for more money when it's over with. No, that's not how that works. I told him I would help pay for the extra, because also the extra night stuff when he sent them on a yacht into a club, he paid for that. I appreciate Adin so much for doing all that. Obviously, you guys know how thankful I am for that.
So based on the way that he's describing it, like I understand where Lacy's coming from, but I also feel like in the moment, if I'm with a friend and we agreed to do some kind of event, and then all of a sudden along the way in that event, they're like, yo, let's get a yacht. Yo, let's get this. If I don't want to pay for it, I'm letting them know right then and there. I don't want no part of that. I paid my part. I just want to go with what we agreed on. That's all you have to say in the moment, and I feel like Lacy didn't do that. But at the same time, in the moment, sometimes people don't want to look bad, especially if it's being announced on the spot in front of all the people, and then you're telling all the losers that just got told they might take $25,000 home, that they're not going to get any money. People might feel some type of way, then you get dragged online. So it's a weird situation because we're talking about live streams and you get judged and clipped and shit goes everywhere. So it's one of those, like, I don't know how it went down because I didn't watch it. I don't know if he came up with it on the spot in the live stream. I don't know if they talked about it behind the scenes and then they went and did it. But if it was behind the scenes, you have to speak up. If it's on the spot, I still feel like you have to speak up, but there becomes that weird energy of like, you're going to get shit on by the internet a little bit. So it's like this weird back and forth. But at the end of the day, if Adin Ross is going to pay 80% of it and 20% is only like an extra 10 grand, I'm not going to pocket watch. I don't know what Lacy makes. I'm not going to sit here and try to pretend like, oh, he got 20,000 viewers and did it, so it means that. I don't know. I have no idea. I assume that he has that. I really don't know, but I do kind of lean towards Adin's side because, again, if I was in that spot, I'm speaking up. I'm going to make sure my friend knows I don't want to pay for this yacht. I don't want to pay out this extra. Like, I just wanted to pay what we agreed because money-wise, I don't know that I'm making all that much back. And honestly, with Twitch, with ad rev, I don't even know if you would know it until after the event anyway. So he doesn't even know for sure if he broke even until later on. So it's like, but you got to speak up about shit like that. Regardless, Adin saw his response and then he responded to that.
I paid my 40K and now I'm being asked for more money.
You already agreed to it, though. Why say no now on stream, but you already agreed to help pay the club table and the club alcohol bottles. And Lacy, you knew once Landon broke his arm, he wanted to sue. So what did I do? I handled it that day, and I'm airing it all out now. No, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't care. He wanted to sue him and me. I don't care. His mom's a lawyer. I fixed that. I handled it. So I'm not going to sit here, and I'm not going to say that Lacy didn't already agree. All he said is like 5, 10K. That's all he said. I already paid 80%. I spent over $100,000. He paid 40K. I spent over 100K. It's not fucking rocket science here. And Lacy, if your stance was no, why are you not even answering me, Prismel, or his assistant's text messages? It's been weeks. So yeah. I think Lacy might still be, I don't care. So I think Lacy, what he's still upset about, chat, is not a few days ago, but he texted me the clip with Peterbot. And I think he's mad about that, even though I did text him and I let him know that that's pointless. But I think that's why he's upset with me, if I had to guess. Because $10,000 to Lacy, it's more of just kind of like, this is the problem with the way streaming is. It's egos. Guys, it's all egos. Guys, all streamers now, it's all egos. They're getting paid this crazy money, more than rappers now. It's all this egos colliding and collision. I'm telling you guys what it is. Lacy, you know I have so much love for you. I give you your flowers all the fucking time. I never wanted to get this way, but if you're not answering texts when I'm trying to pay out your people, it's an issue. It's an issue. Lacy, I'm not gonna even count favors, none of that, because I don't believe in that shit, bro. But like, it's sad. It's kind of fucking sad, bro. It really, really is sad.
And the way that clip starts, he says, you agreed to pay for the bottles for the club stuff. So it sounds like they did discuss some of the extra costs. And if that's the case, then I feel like you got to pay it. Like, you can't in the moment just kind of agree with it or roll with something and then afterwards feel like, I didn't want to do that. That wasn't the original plan. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you've got to speak up as a man in the moment. You've got to talk about some stuff. And also, if somebody wanted to sue you guys and Adin took care of it, I will say Adin maybe should have reached out to Lacy and said, hey, this is what I'm going to do to take care of the situation because this is what it could become. And then Lacy would probably be on board with it. But either way, you're looking at the chance of you guys having to pay out money, whether you go through with getting sued or you settle it outside of it. And knowing that, it's just, again, it's one of those things like you were a part of the event. You helped set it up. If somebody gets hurt, you are also responsible for that. So if these are the costs that he's looking for in that sense, I completely agree with it. Like, if anything that you guys agreed on ended up being more money because something happened, I feel like that should be split because that was part of the agreement. If somebody's going to sue you or something goes wrong during the event, the people that are running it, it's your responsibility. So it would be Lacy's and Adin. I don't feel like anyone's inherently wrong, but I feel like Adin is more in the right, especially if he's being truthful about the fact that Lacy agreed to this stuff. And then also, again, if somebody sues you and you have to settle outside of court and pay the money, or if the process went through, like that falls on both of you because you both ran it. It was promoted as both of your events. So I feel like both of you are responsible for whatever that cost is. And it doesn't even look like Adin's trying to tell you, oh, you have to help me pay half of it. He's just saying, I took care of that. I paid 80%. I'm just asking for 20. I think that's reasonable. So that's where I stand on it. Let me know what you guys think. I appreciate you, and I will catch you in the next one, homies.